Just leaving the Beaver Brook trailhead, which is where we actually started yesterday for our hop over Mount Moosilauke southbound. Well, of course, we shuttled back there today to head northbound and continue pushing deeper into New Hampshire and deeper into the White Mountain Range. The climb this morning, rocky, challenging and steep, wet, windy, totally different than yesterday's climb over Moosilauke. Mount Wolf is where we're climbing, or what we're climbing right now, and that leads us into the Kinsman. It's basically a 2-day hop from here to Lincoln, New Hampshire. So I should arrive there, all things being equal, tomorrow. That will be my next hostel stay. I don't know the name of the hostel. And a resupply for then about a 5-day hop. 4 or 5 days to Gorm. And I believe pretty much then the end of the Whites, of the White Mountain Range. However, we got an awful lot of work to do between here and there. However, Moosilauke is behind us. It's in the rear view mirror. We don't have to concern ourselves with that anymore. But Wolf is what we're dealing with right now. Mount Wolf. And again, that's going to lead us directly into the Kinsman Peaks. So over today and tomorrow, full pack, we have got definitely our work cut out for us. Good morning, by the way. I think it's the 6th or 7th of July. See, it's Wednesday, I guess. The 4th, 5th, 6th. I think it's the 6th of July today. Day 132 on the Appalachian Trail. And challenges are definitely taking place. Okay, let's push up this mountain. We're seeing more and more and more moose droppings. I've seen about 6 or 7 piles this morning so far of moose dropping. Up to that point, I'd seen a couple a few days ago, but that was it. So definitely we're in moose country now. But we are pushing towards the middle of New Hampshire. I mean, bit by bit, for sure. We're getting there. I think this morning when I left camp or the hostel, I think I had 108 miles of New Hampshire to go. But I'm not 100% sure on that, but I think that's what it was. Slow going for sure as we kind of continue through the rocks, the root, the wetness, the slippiness. Definitely challenging today. Much more slippy underfoot than yesterday. That was a dry day. So we have to take it more cautiously, more carefully, more slowly. But as I say, we've got 2 good locations for shelters today. One at around 8 miles, and I think the other one was at around 11 miles. And those are the kind of normal distances one's going to be doing, I believe, throughout the Whites. So this is just a section you cannot push in. If you want to make miles, great, but not here. This is not the right place for that. Okay, let's keep going. Oh. Well, really, only moments ago, we passed the first major summit, finished the first major climb of the day, Mount Wolf. But the clouds were so thick, there was just nothing to see, and wind. Now we're back into the trees and descending, and the conditions almost instantly improve as far as visibility is concerned. Still hazy as far as, you know, clouds and so on, but it was just thick clouds on the summit, and there was literally nothing to see. Cold wind, wet. So we are now making the descent down Wolf, and I think there's a couple of little glitches as far as that descent is concerned, and that's just ups and downs. I think a couple of 100-foot climb here and a couple of 100-foot climb there, but essentially it's just a descent down Wolf. The terrain, well, hasn't changed. Wet, chilly, slippy, challenging. I think the descent is probably going to be harder than the actual climb, although the climb was hard enough, but now you've got gravity kind of working you down, which in some cases is okay, but not when you're on slippery rocks. It is not. So we have to take our time, go extremely careful, and hopefully everything should work out okay. I hope so. I'm getting ready some point for a break time. Not sure where I can find it sheltered. As I say, the next actual shelter, or the first shelter of the day, is another 2.8 miles. So that's going to take me, in these conditions, it's going to take me a good hour and a half or more. That's too long before I take a break. So we're just going to see what we can find. Maybe tuck in out of the wind somewhere and take that break. We'll see. Okay, let's keep working our way down here. When we do get to that shelter at 2.8 miles, we'll then evaluate the situation, the time, the conditions, and the weather. Wow, this looks a little odd, doesn't it? And we'll make a decision. Oh boy. You know what, I think we'll try this way. We'll make a decision on whether we're actually continuing to the next shelter today, or calling the first one home. I'm hoping we're going to continue. Where the heck is the trail? Oh my goodness. I think it's over here somewhere. Yeah, I think there it goes, right there. There's a blaze up there. So I'm hoping we're going to be able to continue, because I think it's another 3.5 or so miles past that shelter to the next one. Good thing is, it's, well, two good things. First of all, 3.5 miles isn't overly far. Oh, hi there, little Mr. Frog. Little frog on the trail. Yeah, 3.5 miles isn't overly far, so that's a good thing. The second good thing is we'd be at the far side of the Kinsman, I believe. The bad thing is we've got to get over the Kinsman to get there. And that's higher, bigger than Wolf. I'm not sure how high, but I can check. Okay, enough babbling, let's get moving. The weather has been progressively clearing, I think, for the last hour or so anyhow. As you can see, we actually have views. We actually have some sunlight. Oh sure, we've got grey skies, but we're actually at a an electric line or hydro line. See a lake down there? Look at those white mountains in the distance. Whew! It's around 1:30 right now. It's about half a mile to the first shelter. So that would be my first option for a camp. But at 1:30, it's a little early. However, you have to consider what comes next. Right after that camp is the 2,000 foot, very rugged climb to summit Kinsman. And then, of course, you've got the northern summit of Kinsman right after that. So even though it's only 3.7 miles from this shelter to the next one, it's a grueling 3.7 miles. And you can't compare that to what you may have done in the past on this particular trail, simply because you weren't in the White Mountains in the past on this particular trail. Okay, slippy, as you can probably see. Rock, slippy, shale. I'm going to put you guys away and concentrate on what I'm doing. This log right here, the one you're looking at on the screen, yes, right in front of you, that was my lunch spot. I was going to go to the shelter, but I thought, you know what, it's 0.1 off trail, so that's 0.2 there and back. I'd end up making coffee and spending all this time when I thought, you know what, my time is better spent climbing the next mountain, Kinsman. So I made myself a quick chicken salad sandwich on whole wheat and oat bread, which has been excellent. I really like that bread, although it's getting a little dry. But anyhow, some cookies, some electrolyte, well, actually some vitamin water. And I am continuing. The shelter is just 0.1 of a mile ahead of me, and then down a little side trail. But I'm just going to go right past there now. We're going to start the climb very soon, very, very soon, up Kinsman. I'm not sure what the time is. I'll check. It should be around 2 o'clock. And if I'd have gone to the shelter and made coffee and stuff, it would have been about 2:30 before I got back on trail. And, you know, 30 minutes is not much time, but 30 minutes is a lot of time when you're on trail. So, especially when, you know, you can have inclement weather, and especially when you're climbing such big climbs. This one's going to be over 2,000 feet of elevation gain over the next, I think, about 3.7 miles. If that information is correct, or memory serves me correctly. Either way, I'm going to push over Kinsman, so that'll give me two 4,000 footers today. Mount Wolf and Kinsman. And there's 2 peaks on Kinsman. There's Kinsman, and then I think there's the North Peak. So I really do have my work cut out for me, I believe. But anyhow, that's okay. I got some good news, by the way. Yes, I do. My oldest daughter and her family are all coming. Well, not coming here, but all coming to Canada to visit. And I am just so delighted to know that. So, oh, here we go. Eliza Brook campsite. So, I guess it's a campsite, maybe not a shelter. I thought it was a shelter, but maybe it's just a campsite. Anyhow, or maybe it is a shelter and that's the campsite area. I don't know, but it doesn't matter because we're not staying there. We're going to push on. So yeah, my daughter's coming from Mexico with the family. So I'll be delighted to spend some time with her. And my younger daughter, that's my oldest, Karina. And my youngest daughter, she's already in Toronto because she has a home there. So she's spending more and more time there now. She's there all summer, so she'll be there when I get back. So these things inspire me to move forward, get my butt home, spend some time with my mom, spend some time with my kids. Oh, so I guess this area is maybe the sheltering area. Nice river, stream, brook, whatever. What does this say? Kinsman's Notch Road, Route 112 is 7.5. Kinsman Junction is 4. Real Brook Trail behind me. And, oh, there it is. Eliza Brook Shelter down there. Okay. So indeed, there's tenting and a shelter. We're going to cross this river and we are going to keep going. We'll talk to you later. Bye-bye. As the climb begins up Kinsman, we have a really nice waterfall to hike along for a while anyhow. Beautiful, beautiful waterfall. The trail, well, rocky, rooty, and challenging. Definitely going to hurt, there's no doubt about that. There's going to be significant amount of work. It's a well-known fact from rational thinking people anyhow, that the Appalachian Trail is by far the hardest of the crown trails in the United States, which include the Pacific Crest Trail, the Continental Divide Trail, and of course the Appalachian Trail. And again, the Appalachian unanimously voted by far the hardest. Oh, there's a nice fairy pool there. On a hot summer's day, that would be a sweetheart just to take a bath in. But it's hot because we're climbing and working, but it's not really a hot day. It's only in the, I'm going to say it might be 65. I don't know. Oh, Jesus. Trekking poles are the most amazing thing ever, but sometimes they get caught between roots and rocks and they just stand still, but you keep moving forward, and that creates a fall, even though the trekking poles are designed to help prevent falls. Okay, let's just keep moving up this trail. The summit of Kinsman. Take a little look at this absolutely spectacular view. The mountain range, oh, the anger in the sky, the contrast. Today has been by far the hardest day on trail. There's no doubt about that. I think we are approaching the summit and the marker, the cairn for the summit. Oh my goodness. And I just broke the wind muff again for my GoPro. Take a look, see. Oh, this climb hurt, there's no doubt about that. But take a look. Take a look at that. Oh, man, absolutely awesome. I'm going to take a couple of pictures with my iPhone. The one my daughter Minnie got me for Christmas. I'm going to take pictures with that. Oh. There we go. Okay. Sorry about the poor recording right now, but believe me, it has been one heck of a challenge to get up here. My wind muff is broken. I'll try to do some repairs to that tonight. So this is, I guess, Kinsman Peak or South Kinsman's Peak. We've got one more peak to make today, but that's only another 500 feet. We have to descend 500 and then we have to go up again 500 to the North Kinsman Peak. And from there we then descend down to the shelter where I'll be spending the night. Okay, let's just keep going. I just reached the summit of our third 4,000 footer today. This is North Kinsman. Whew. Half a mile of descent, and I shall be at camp. Let's go. We made it to the shelter, and just down from the shelter is an absolutely beautiful pond. Let's just go down. Let's take a little look. I just had my supper. I had ramen noodles with applewood smoke flavor chicken, instant potatoes, oh boy, hot coffee. Sorry about throwing all over the place there. As usual, we're walking on rocks. And hot chocolate. And it was really good. But just, whoa, just take a look at this lake. Pond. Isn't that beautiful? Absolutely gorgeous. Tranquil, peaceful. Yeah. What a perfect way to end a day. I don't know if you can see them down there, but there's some yellow lilies in the pond. It's beautiful. Rocks out in the middle. Wow. Well, the end of day 132. 133 will start bright and early in the morning. We'll see you then.